Hi everybody, this is going to be a quick video. A viewer named Tony asked me how to prevent carbon buildup on engines with direct injection, and he said he's got himself a 2021 Honda Pilot. This video is going to be a quick tutorial on an intake cleaning service, and I'm going to use some trusted seafoam cleaner, an engine with its vacuum source, and a little bit of hose. The concern that Tony has was, since he has direct injection, there's no fuel passing over his intake valves. Therefore, it invites the opportunity for carbon to build up on those valves and restrict airflow. What I'm going to do is run this cleaner through an engine to show you guys how to chemically clean the intake system and to clean the carbon buildup off of the valves. By the way, Seafoam and any of their other products is not a sponsor of this channel and is not affiliated with this channel. I just like to use their stuff because I'm a creature of habit and I've been using this product for years. In order for the cleaner to be able to clean the intake valves and the intake, it has to pass through the intake and over the valves. And we're going to achieve that with a length of hose. I'm going to cut this hose at a sharp angle on one side, because I'm going to dip this hose into the bottle and use engine vacuum from the engine running to suck up some of the cleaner through the hose. The sharp end of the hose will be fed down into the liquid in the bottle. The other end of the hose will be placed somewhere on the intake manifold, preferably right behind the throttle body, because you want to look for even distribution of the chemical through the airstream. And on this particular engine, which is a Honda 3.5 liter V6, there is a, I believe it's a barometric pressure sensor, or perhaps an intake pressure sensor. The port on this sensor will be an excellent source of vacuum in order to install the cleaner. So I'm going to pull out this screw without dropping it. Keep in mind, I am working on a running engine here, so I don't want to drop anything and get it lost or eaten by a belt. And I'm going to slowly remove this sensor. Okay, you hear that? There's plenty of engine vacuum right there. Now that we know we have a good vacuum source, I'm going to go ahead and shut the engine down. With the engine off, I can remove this sensor all the way and just set it aside. I don't want to unplug it because I'm trying to not set a trouble code. I will install the blunt edge of the hose into that sensor bore. Now I have created a siphoning device to pull my cleaner from the can and run that into the engine. In this instance, I'm going to use a piece of triangular shaped weed eater string to partially block the orifice in this vacuum tube. The idea here is to create a vacuum leak, but not a very large vacuum leak. So I'll insert the string, cut it off, and now I have passages for air and the cleaner to pass through. Now it's time to restart the engine. We can see here that there is, in fact, a small vacuum leak present at the end of this hose. Next, I'm going to open up the seafoam, pop the top, and then we'll begin to install the cleaner. Now, this next part is critical. All you want to do is skim this across the top of the fluid level and gently siphon in some of the cleaner. I would have preferred to have done this with a clear hose, but this black opaque hose is all that I had. As this starts to suck up some of the cleaning solution, the engine RPMs will change. As soon as you hear RPMs go down, go ahead and pull the bottle back out. Oh, it died. Let's go ahead and restart. Too much cleaner being ingested at one time will stall the engine. A lot of folks will use an accelerator pedal depressor to increase engine RPMs. I don't have one here, so I'm just going to do this the longer and harder way. But again, Suck up a little bit at a time, pull it back out, let the engine ingest it. What this is doing is sucking up this liquid and atomizing it with the air that's coming in through this vacuum leak. And it's going into the engine as a mist. As it's passing over any carbon buildup, dirt, or debris, especially on the valves, it's contacting that carbon, soaking into it, and it will break it down and remove it. Alright, I almost killed it again. I'm going to remove some of this insert and create a larger vacuum leak. I want to get a little bit more air going in. Actually, this hose seems to have enough restriction as it is. I'm going to leave that out. There it goes. And this process is going to go on for about 15 or 20 minutes. You just suck up a little bit at a time, let the engine ingest it, let it stabilize, suck up a little more, let it ingest. All right, folks, I'll check back with you when this is all set. We'll suck up a little more. Although I can't see it, I can hear the liquid when it begins to enter the tube. There's a slight change in pitch. A little more. One thing to keep in mind, doing this procedure will almost always set trouble codes for misfires, engine lean, or engine rich, which will turn on the check engine light. So you would need a code reader or some kind of scan tool to erase all that info. Now, another thing to mention, there is a great amount of risk in employing this method. If I were to stick this hose all the way in, suck in a huge glob of liquid, more that can be atomized through the intake stream, there's a chance that liquid will enter one of the combustion chambers. If that happens, due to the fact that liquid is a non-compressible material, it could hydrolock the engine and actually cause catastrophic damage. So this procedure is to be taken seriously and done with extreme caution. At this point, I've used about half of this can, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here. I wanna save the rest of this can for later. Next, I'm going to slowly remove this hose and create a larger vacuum leak. I want to try to increase engine RPMs, just to make sure that there's no chemical pooling up in the intake somewhere. It'll help generate more airflow through the intake, and that will help to start to clean everything out. All right, back inside of the car now. We do not have any check engine lights. What I'm gonna do next is increase the throttle to about 1500 RPMs and just hold it there for a little while. Like I mentioned earlier, I want to generate some airflow through the engine and remove any residual cleaner that could have pooled up in the intake. At this time, I'm also feeling for any misfires. This is quite common at this point. And right now I do not, so it appears that the engine is doing well. Another note on very dirty engines, at this time you will also see a large amount of smoke coming out of the tailpipe. That'll usually last for 5 to 10 minutes, and what that is the oils within the cleaner being burnt off in the combustion chamber. The throttle is very responsive. It has not triggered a check engine light yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and call this one good. Hope this helped you guys out. Tony, hope this one helped you out. That's how I like to do it. As always, when you have a chemical cleaning product, read the directions first, or go to their website and see if they have directions for use. But this is the way I've done it for years, and it seems to work out for me. All that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little how-to short. And as always, don't forget, have a great day.